Good evening and welcome to the final round of the PSGL Season 34 PlayStation F3 division. I'm Tom Kent in the commentary box. Alongside me is Logan as we have the title decider between two drivers. One is Daniela in the Alpine and the other is Rudy Hullett in the Williams.
Well, it was supposed to be a third. There was a time BB8. However, he isn't here. He's nowhere to be seen, and as a result, he cannot win the title because even though it says in the standings here that he's in the lead, it's actually incorrect. It is Daniela. As they're on the same points, the countback rule applies. They don't apply it for some reason. I don't know how they missed that. With Daniela's one win to time 0, always the bright side, there's the bright time. He can't win the championship. It can only be Daniela or Rudy Hullett, who I believe is 4 points behind. Double check that for me. Yes, he is 4 points behind. And with a win tonight, unless Daniela finishes second with the fastest lap, Rudy Hullett will be the champion. He needs to outscore Daniela by 4 points, because he also has the edge on countback 2 Daniela's 1. So I believe we've not even touched the Constructors' Championship, Tom. We've kind of ignored it. Alpine are in the lead in that, ahead of Red Bull, but with only Red Bull having none of their drivers tonight, they cannot win it. It's going to be Alpine or Williams. It cannot be McLaren due to... Actually, it could be McLaren. No, it cannot be McLaren, I believe, due to the... Could it be? I think it could be McLaren because they're 29 points. They get the win in the fastest lap and second... No, they can't. Riley Mackay's not here, sorry. Ignore me! It can only be Alpine and Red Bull. Alpine 97, Williams 73.
So the cycle is more or less sewn up, you would say, in Alpine's favour. Williams need a miracle, really, to overhaul them. But I think the more important matter is the Drivers' Championship. Daniela, who goes into this in solid form at the moment, in every race but one that he has competed in this season, he's actually finished in the points. He's finished every race this season, has Daniela, but he's only picked up one win, which is in Qatar. He'll be hoping to make it a second victory. If he does that, then he will be crowned champion tonight.
And Rudy Hullett has 2 wins to his name. He had a very unfortunate DNF, even though it shows he was classified. He didn't finish the race in Britain. He didn't finish in Qatar or Belgium. And he didn't show up in the first round of the season. So, yeah, he's had some quite unlucky moments. He could have won in Britain, and he could have been well in the lead of the championship, but no, he has to make up some ground tonight. I'm on with Daniela right now, his championship rival, gunning for the title. Coming round to the, well, I wouldn't say legendary Abu Dhabi circuit. I think it's had its fair share of controversy as he comes round that corner where Max Verstappen, as again, controversial fashion, took the World Championship for the first time against an 8-time would have been Lewis Hamilton. And then we come to what I call the zigzag. You take a left, and then you take a right, and then you go on with the DRS, and around the backstretch, this is the support pits, and you make your way down to a section of track added in 2021. It used to be a massive chicane, kind of like a maximised Singapore sling. However, it is now just one simple banked curve. Slightly banked, it's not easy to see. As Mohammed sets the first lap, that's his teammate. Coming through the W Abu Dhabi, that's the hotel that goes under it. Top G goes to the top by about half a tenth. And these corners were also adjusted in 2021 to make the track more sleek and faster. And it seems to have worked. Daniela, can he get up the top there? No, he's only third. He's behind his teammate. Not a good start. Armateo is retired from the session. He did message me in advance saying he's doing a last to first. Good luck with that. He might play spoiler here. I'm going on board with Rudy Hullett now. What are you looking at, Tom?
So that is exactly who I want to be looking for, and he's coming out of turn 9 right now. So through the kink of 10, the faster right-hander of 11, and this is turn 12 that he's heading through now, the breaking point, and then through 13 and 14, the apexes have opened up in the massive remodifications to this track a couple of years ago. Through the last couple of turns, not turns 15 and 16, it would have been turns 20 and 21 as previous, but they are as they are now. Rudy Hullett crucially goes in front as championship rival into second place, but not fastest.
Not fastest, 400s ahead, but that's just what he needs right now if he wants the edge tonight. Remember, if he finishes 4 points more than Daniela tonight, he is the champion, unless Daniela gets that fastest lap. And that's going to be one big ask, because I think someone may play spoiler in that if they're out of the running for the race win. Zorzo goes second. Zorzo in the Red Bull tonight with the number 5. That's quite the coincidence. Sebastian Vettel won his first title here, and he also had the number 5 when they changed the number rules. He only had it for one season at Red Bull. Actually, to 2 seasons, I think. He had it in 2010 when he won the championship, and in 2014. And then he left for Ferrari, where he kept the number, and then Aston Martin, of course, before his retirement. And nobody can take the number 5 until 2025, I believe.
Just to correct you, he didn't actually have the number 5 in 2014 because he was the reigning champion that season. So he still actually had the number 1, did Sebastian Vettel, but when he lost, in 2014, he had the number 1.
Oh yeah, you're right. Sorry, I forgot, because you can have your own number, but Max has his own number, but so did Vettel. But Lewis chose his own number, of course. I think he should. I think having the number 1 makes you look arrogant.
Yeah. Well, it was Lewis's choice after all. He's kept the number 44 ever since the car number rules were enforced back in 2014. So, like you say, Sebastian Vettel had the number 5 in his career with Red Bull in 2010, and of course throughout 2015 to 2020 with Ferrari, and of course in 2021 and 22 with Aston Martin before he left the sport. We hope to see him back. Yeah, well, we hope to see him back maybe in the near future, but it is his decision at the end of the day. It was his decision to retire at the time of which he did last year, but you never know. We've seen champions come out of retirement in the near future. Alonso did that, Schumacher did that, Raikkonen wasn't actually retired. He had a hiatus from Formula 1, but he came back. But
Hakkinen can still come back.
Yeah, you never know.
He's still on sabbatical.
Yeah, he's technically still on sabbatical. Okay.
Andretti's now going to be in this sport. Come on, sign him up.
Yeah. Well, who knows with Andretti? I'm sure some of you have seen the news, or a lot of reliable sources, that the FIA have approved Andretti's bid to join the F1 grid.
Not it.
Yeah. But now it's down to Formula 1 essentially to come to terms with him, whether they'll allow him on the grid or not in the near future.
I know it's quite bold, but I know a lot of people are saying, "Oh, they're going to reject it. It's just too much to handle." I disagree. I think, considering the size of the United States, and they're trying to reach out to mainly the United States and Canada. Well, Canada's already got popular, but countries that don't have F1 as their sport. I think they're trying to reach out, and I think another American team, considering they've already got a lot of British teams. Yes, that includes Red Bull, even though they're Austrian, they are based in Britain, and then you've got the 2 teams in Italy, of course. Switzerland has a team, of course, but there's only one American team, and that is Haas. And I think adding another one into the mix would be quite interesting.
Certainly reignited. I mean, Haas have been in Formula 1. This is their 8th season in Formula 1. It doesn't feel.
I'm old now.
Yeah, it doesn't feel that long since they first joined in 2016, when they had Roman Grosjean and Esteban Gutierrez as their 2 drivers back then. Roman Grosjean scoring all of the team's points that year, most of which in the first few races actually. Because if you remember, he finished 6th on the team's debut in Australia, and the very next race in Bahrain, he came home in 5th. So a vast majority of Haas's points in 2016, their debut year, the majority of their points were scored in the first 2 races.
Yeah, I don't think Gutierrez did anything.
Well, to be fair, he finished 11th on a number of occasions that year, did Gutierrez, but didn't quite do as well as Grosjean did. Well, so far, back to the action. Top G is at the top. He would have been hoping to still be in the title race had it not been for his penalty for his...
I forgot.
Which, well, that came in post-race, did that for Top G. His win was taken away. He went down to 10th position, and so he can mathematically no longer win the title, which will be a huge frustration to him, because if he does win this race tonight, he'll be thinking, if I didn't have that penalty last week, I may still have been in the running. But so far, he's fastest ahead of Sorso by less than 0.02 of a second. Rita Hillett is 3rd. crucially ahead of his cycle rival Daniela, who you can see on screen, who is 5th behind his teammate Mohammed.
Yeah, just 1 second, Tom. I'm just going to try and get Ren back in.
Well, whilst you deal with that, Logan, we'll stay with the action as Daniela didn't quite see how he got in the first set. He was 2 thousandths down on how he had done beforehand. And to be fair, given the nature of the times and given the nature of this Yas Marina circuit located in Abu Dhabi, the capital city of the United Arab Emirates, has been on the Formula 1 calendar since 2009. Daniela hoping to come away with the glory here. And he's a 10th up from before in set 2, and he could well be going to the top of the timing pages as it stands. We don't know how the others are getting on at the moment, but so far this lap is proving to be a crucial one that could have a say on the championship.
Rudy Hullet is not improving. Daniela is. This is looking good. He's a 10th. As we said, he's almost a 10th up. But is it going to be fast enough considering when the others get to the line? Here he comes round the final corner and across the line here at the Yas Marina circuit. And it is good enough. He is in 1:21.577. Goulart trying to beat that. Top G is improving, but not going to be enough ahead of... As Rudy Hullet goes crucially to second, he's piling the pressure, 13 thousandths down. This could go down to the final few seconds of qualifying, Tom. Marios is in third. Top G coming in fourth. Top G coming around the final few corners. Mohammed gets up to third, creating an Alpine sandwich for Rudy Hullet. Now, how's Top G going to do getting up there? He goes top with a 1:21.5 flat. That is quite incredible, actually. He was 3 thousandths behind Mohammed, which was 2 spaces above him. Zorzo goes across fourth. My word. It's going to come down to the final lap, I think. 6 minutes to go.
Yep, Devon is on a lap. He's coming round. Cherno is coming over the line, only goes P11. Devon hoping for an improvement and to end his season on a high. He goes up to 7th place. We're looking at damage right behind. Improves dramatically, but, well, I say dramatically, he improved by a few tenths, but he's still the slowest of all those who have set lap times at the present moment. With round about 5 minutes to go then, Top G is at the top of the timing pages. Daniela is now 2nd, ahead of his championship rival Rudy Hullet. So if the positions were to be as they are at the end of the race, Daniela will be crowned champion.
Oh, I'm just so sad it's not a 4-way title race, what it could have been. This is the title finale, of course. The title has been pretty much a closely fought one. The race has been so unpredictable. I think there have only been, is it 3 or 4 two-time winners this season? Let me just check. 1, 2, 3. I count only 3 winners of 2 races this season. We had what looks like 7 different winners, and only the guy in 2nd place, Tyne, who's not here, can't win, was the only driver of the top 8 not to win a race. So insane standings this season, but as you know, there can only be one champion.
To see who has previously done well in Abu Dhabi, looking at the notes I've got on here, I don't see at the moment who has previously won in Abu Dhabi. I've just seen that LRB, who is racing tonight, he's in P12 at the moment, he's a previous winner all the way back in season 27 in F5. Looking at the others as well, I think he's the only race winner in the past on this grid to end his season on a high too. And looking at how he's done this season, LRB, I think he's been very much mid-table throughout the season. He had a consistent start to the campaign with scoring in the first 4 races, but he's dropped away ever since, really. He's on 19 points, he's 12th in the standings, could possibly overtake Twist, Mohammed and Ryan Mackay, and that's around about it really, realistically. So I'll be hoping to move up the order in due course. We are starting to see the last runs begin at any moment. We've got around about 3 minutes to go, so they'll be leaving the garages any second. Is it going to be Daniela? Is it going to be Rudy Hullet? Or is it going to be Top G?
Out.
Well, Sorso has left the pits. He's just behind Cherno, who's ahead of him, and ahead of Cherno is the Haas Couldn't quite tell who that is. Is it Twist or is that Moustache has just left the pits? It's Moustache who's just left the pits.
Moustache, he's a close shave again.
Pits and through turn 3. He's in fact allowing the Mercedes to go through. Maybe he wants to tow off the Mercedes for when they do the flying laps on the back straight.
I thought getting a tow was illegal. Or is that teammates?
Well, I think that only involves teammates. I think if you're wanting the tow and it's not your teammate you're trying to get a tow off, I think you can get away with it because, you know, drivers will slow down and not get too close and try and strategize when they decide to go and not get held up behind the car ahead and actually still get a slipstream all the way down the straight. I think it only applies if you're trying to get a slipstream off your teammate. That's my understanding of it.
So we got all the drivers out except Sapala, and we're going to have to be restarting this race because Devin has got... He's not... Look at it, come on. How is that a penalty? He's not even close. Come on, Codemasters, you're better than this. He's just trying to give him space.
See Daniela going past Ruti Hullet on circuit. He doesn't want to be hanging around really and won't want to be losing too much tyre temperature for when he does begin his flying lap. So he's the one we want to be staying with because he's ahead of Ruti Hullet. Who's going to be on pole here in Abu Dhabi? There's no points on offer for those that qualify on pole. They can most certainly help you race if you do. Starting to see flying laps begin for the final time this season. Who's going to take pole position here in Abu Dhabi? And looking at how many times Daniela has been on pole this season. He was on pole at Silverstone, he was on pole in Japan. Whereas you look at Ruti Hullet, he's been on pole at Imola and last time out in Shanghai. So 2 apiece between Daniela and Ruti Hullet. Can either of them make it 3 for season 34?
Just looking through the drivers as I speak. We've got Moustache going down to the corner. Cherno is making his way to the second DRS zone and down towards the new hairpin, massive hairpin, that's been added for 2021. Gets through there nicely. A lot of speed coming out of there and not over the limit, so that's good from him. LRB making his way to that too. Moustache is around too, and he's not cut the corners or went offline, so it's looking good. Cherno making his way around, and this needs to get into the top 10 if he wants to have a good result to finish the season tonight. The time is up. This will be the last lap for everyone, and he goes to just 1 position up, 10th, and Moustache has invalidated, and he'll be getting nothing up there. LRB next, can he get up into the top 10? The answer is yes, he does, into the top 10. But now Zorzo, how's he done? He's got second. He's gone 17 thousandths win top G. But Daniela goes to the top, Tom!
He does, and by 25 thousandths of a second, Ruti beats it though! He's ahead of Daniela! Now, we want to go to top G because he is on a fast lap at the moment. He's not actually improving through sector 2, but if he could just find Harvard 10th, he'll go back on pole. But crucially, importantly for the championship, Ruti Hullet is ahead of Daniela on the grid.
Sapala's backed off, so it is just top G. He's not fast enough. He's not going to do it, Tom, unless he has an absolute miracle and play spoiler in this session. But the one thing is, Ruti Hullet's ahead of Danielle, a slide from top G, and he's not done enough. He's not even broken to the top 2. So it is Ruti Hullet, the most crucial pole position of the season.
Incredible last lap there from Ruti Hullet. The Williams driver is on pole for the 3rd time this season, ahead of Daniela in 2nd. We've got Top G in 3rd place alongside the Alpine of Mohammed. It's Sorso and Marios on row 3, followed by Devon in 7th, ahead of Sapala, with its Damage and Twist running out the top 10. LRB, Cherno, Moustache and Mateo, who didn't set a time, round off the grid. We'll restart the lobby because Devon unfairly had been given a penalty by the game itself. So we are just waiting for a new lobby to be formed, and me and Logan will be on their way to that particular lobby to set up the grid for the race. We'll take a moment to mention PSGL's title sponsors that are GT Omega. You can get 5% off on any of their products by using PSGL at the checkout. It's in the YouTube description in case you want to have a look. The link is there as well to have a look and see what GT Omega has to offer in terms of their products, where it's a gaming chair, which I've got over a couple of years ago, and it was worth every penny of it. So if you think about like a gaming chair or a pair of racing gloves or anything like that, you know, feel free to browse through the GT Omega website and see what you can find there. We are waiting for a new lobby, Logan. What can you tell me right now?
That this lobby does not count. Yep, everyone's leaving, so we are getting a restart. But I know we were, because they should turn off the penalties in qualifying and all, in my opinion. I wish you could do that and then keep the penalties on in race. So, I mean, what illegal blocking is being performed? Right, I'm going to actually take this time and do some laps on the actual track. See if I can beat their time. Probably not. I'll be on controller anyway, so it'll probably not worth it.
Well, whilst we are waiting, if you want to know the situation of the championship, Daniela goes into this 4 points clear of Ruta Hullet. If he finishes ahead of him, the championship is his. If Ruta Hullet was to win the championship, he needs to win and hope that Daniela either finishes second and fails to get the fastest lap, or for him to finish third or lower.
Yeah.
It's all to play for. It would have been 3 drivers in the reckoning had time turned up, but he couldn't turn up for reasons of which we don't know of. So
yeah, that's pathetic. I know we have to be neutral, but we can also be critical. We're not biased to him or against him at all. We have a right to our opinions as long as they're not malicious, you know. But there. Actually, we could get Renz in.
that might be an opportunity actually to get Renz in now. So hopefully Renz will join the grid, which will make it 15, which will make it even better. But Biden is still around, of course. But anyway, it's the last race of the season, Logan. What are you looking out for in this race?
Gosh, I hope it's not all over in turn 1. Senna Cross 1990. I don't want to suggest anything, but like, please keep it clean. I think if anyone tries to take each other out on purpose, I think it should be instantly disqualified from the championship. It happened to Schumacher in '97, harsh, but there was within reason. You know, he lost the championship. I mean, 1994 happened. Imagine what would happen if Max took out Lewis on the final race of the season on purpose. I'm not saying he would, I'm just saying hypothetically. What would you do? I would deduct him 25 points, meaning Hamilton wins the championship. Actually 30 points if he won.
Yeah, well, it just depends on the point situation, I suppose, but I'm sure the drivers would have been warned before the race started about driving standards. If anyone did deliberately take a driver out, they could always look on the telemetry to see where the problems were. But if it looks as blatant as just running into the driver ahead, then I'm sure there'd be severe repercussions afterwards.
Yeah, but we don't want to... why is Top G being added? I can't add him. What the hell? Sorry guys, this is what happens. Okay, I can get him in now. Giving everyone an invite just in case they don't have it. Costa was supposed to be here. He's supposed to be here. I'm inviting those that were marked down to be in but aren't in it, because just in case, because technically it's not too late, but they would start at the back of the grid. And we have to race. Okay, we have to race with the grid set. If it's not set, we'd have to restart again, etc., etc. I think we may need to restart the game here. Just waiting for 2 more. We're waiting for Cherno and we're waiting for Top G. Got one, and then we should get the other. And let's hope the finish isn't like that one in that Brazilian league we saw a few nights ago.
I saw that the other night as well.
Okay, so. Don't know what that means. I don't speak Portuguese, but it was insane. How do 4 cars create a concertina effect and just crash into the wall at the exact same moment? That's ridiculous. Imagine that happening in real life. Wait, we got NASCAR, haven't we? Oh no, we might not be getting top G. I've sent him several invites. I mean, this isn't cool, man. And this is not his fault this time, it's the game. I don't know what's happening. Sometimes the players aren't invited into the game. And there's no given reason behind it. That's the worst thing. I don't even think these are dedicated servers. No, they're not.
Top G seems just restarting the game again, so hopefully, fingers crossed, that we will see him in the lobby in...
How does it work 1 minute and not the next? That's like... I had that the first time I did it in PSGL. I couldn't get started because the game wouldn't let me in with no reason given. My internet was fine as well, so... yeah. There's nothing else we can do. I'm sending him another invite. Drama already, we can't even get him in. Can't we just do another lobby? I think that would be the best bet because he's starting from 3rd. Come on.
So we do apologise for the delay, folks, in case you're wondering. We're just waiting on one more driver to join the lobby, but due to reasons within the game itself, he's not able to make it into the... Just waiting on news in what's happening.
I mean, it's ridiculous. I think we should start another lobby. I mean, a lot of these drivers got to go to school tomorrow. It's ridiculous. Listen, oh, don't start the race already. If I were here, I probably just wouldn't race, honestly, because, like, there's too many problems in the game. They need to be addressed. And, I've been trying to get Top G in so many times. I don't know what's going on. No, that's it. I added James Head by accident. James Head is commentating F1! Huh?
Just waiting on one more driver to join the lobby. If they don't arrive, of course, we may have to start without him.
I don't know what's going on. And the internet keeps changing a lot for me. Like, I'm honestly, like, no. It's 9:30 in places like the Netherlands right now. It's just no cool, man. Top G has done absolutely nothing wrong. Ren's has done absolutely nothing wrong, and they can't make it. Like, I don't know what to do. I don't even know if I can do this game anymore. Like, I want to do commentary, but I don't want to do this game. I mean, how can the game not get him in if it was the last one? Anyway, here we go. 13 drivers, no top G this one because of technical difficulties. It will be Ruti Hullet, Daniela, Mohammed, Zorzo, Marios, Devon, Imsapala, Damage, Twist, LRB, Cherno, Mustache, and Armateo.
13 drivers on the grid then as we prepare for the last race of season 34. 2 drivers in the running for the title. We've got Ritzi Holly on pole with Daniela alongside, who will make it into turn 1 first, and crucially, who will come away with the championship at the end of the next 29 laps. There is no formation lap, of course. It's straight to lights out, so we are just waiting for the screen to change to the cars on the grid as we prepare for the race starts. Daniela goes into this 4 points clear of Ritzi Holly. All he needs to do is win the race and he's guaranteed himself the title. If Ritzi Holly was to win the race, he would need Daniela to finish second and not get fastest up, or for Daniela to finish third or lower. Daniela's hands really thinking of it as the skies continue to darken during the sunset here in Abu Dhabi.
Oh, I honestly...
Well, we just got to get on with it, Logan, because we've got a race on our hands anyway. We can discuss about the issues with the glitches afterwards. But the show must go on as the drivers are prepared to go. For the, what technically should be the 11th round, is officially the 12th and final round of this season. As the drivers look to the lights. I'm sure they've done their strategy options already. They've had enough time to do that during the interview to decide what they're going to be doing. Hopefully we'll get a clean first lap and a clean race altogether. Drivers can look into the off-season and prepare for next season, of which divisions they will be competing in. Daniela and Ruta Hillier have never won a championship in the PSGL. Tonight will very much change for one of them. So we continue to wait for the lights out here in Abu Dhabi. We can only apologise for the long delay to proceedings. Hopefully they will get going as soon as possible.
So I'm quite a bit silent. I'm just trying to process what's been going on. Like, such a long season. Here we go.
Go for the finale then to the first season on the F1 23 game cycle. It's been quite a topsy-turvy one from first race that we had in Brazil, where we had that drag race to the line between Renz and Riley Mackay. And here we go then for the final time in season 34 in F3 on the PlayStation category in the PSGL. It's lights out and away we go. We watch the Williams and the Alpine up front. Ruttelli get off to a very good start and he leads into turn 1 first ahead of Daniela. Sorso's got in front of Mohammed into turn 1 into third place. So really hard lead. So we got Daniela in second. Then we got Sorso, Mohammed, Devon is fifth, followed by Marius and M. Sapala. Twist, Damage and Cherno are your top 10 as the drivers make their way through the newest section of this Yas Marina circuit. We've really held it ahead, but watch out for Daniela as he looks to try and get the slipstream on the Williams in front as he looks to take the lead already. Ruttelli is not even fighting it, he's allowing the Alpine to go through, and Daniela takes the lead then ahead of the Williams. And look at Sorso, who's making a move up the inside into turn number 6, and it looks like he's got into second place. He has done. Ruttelli down to third place.
This is bad. He needs to be ahead of Daniela by 4 points, and the only way at this rate is he has to win the race, and he's not doing it. He's trying to catch back, and Zorzo's coming on the inside of Daniela. This could be crucial for the championship. And now Ruttelli's starting to strike back. It's already kicking off at the first lap, and Zorzo fighting with Daniela, playing spoiler perhaps in this championship battle, but for who? Probably no one. He's probably the neutral party, and that's probably the way we want it here. Unpredictability. Now Devon getting involved as well. Devon's won a race this season, he might want another. Zorzo on the back of, actually Ruttelli's on the back of Zorzo. The fastest lap set by Daniela. He needs that fastest lap to win the championship if Ruttelli wins the race, as long as he finishes second or 4 points ahead in terms of the race results. Meanwhile, at the back, Cherno's the only driver on medium tyres, and he's fighting with Damage.
Yeah, well, he's just getting, well, Matteo's getting past Damage now. He started at the back, did Matteo. Not that he had a race banner, well, they had a qualifying banner or anything like that, but he's making his way through the field and he's up into 9th place already. So your race order is Daniela in the lead, and it's Sorso in second after starting 4th on the grid. Ruttelli at 3rd after being on pole. And we've got Devon 4th, Mohammed 5th, and it's Ensapala, Marius and Matteo now getting in front of Twist for 8th position. Make his way through the field nicely and cleanly. Here's the Aston Martin pilot. And now they come down towards turn 9. And they will get through safe and sound. I would have thought Cherno trying to make a move on the McLaren of Damage, but not able to pull it off on this occasion. LRB at the back, but back at the head of the field. Daniela in front, but will he be in front by the end of the race? If he wins it, it's the championship going in the way to the Alpine pilot.
And the Alpine pilot putting our plan in motion, you could say, even though Fernando Alonso has left for Aston Martin. He sets an even faster lap. Well, it has to be because that was the first lap previously, but Daniela running clear as we speak. Zorzo trying to close up, trying to play spoiler, DRS enabled crucially, and there's a lot of overtakes expected on this 2 straight, and we've lost Cherno. Cherno is out of the race, and we've got a safety car, so we won't be having a DRS yet. And he was the only driver on medium, so I don't expect any pit stop, just a neutralisation of the race. So really no harm, no foul done, unless some people have interest in mind. That's their choice. So I don't really see anything gained or anything lost in this safety car. Just we have lost Cherno from the race.
Cherno out of the race then, ending his season on a low note. After crashing at turn 1 on lap 3 of the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix in F3, the PlayStation category of the PSGL. Now, in terms of strategy, what do you decide to do? I'd imagine we'll be seeing some of those, probably those at the back of the field, take a gamble actually and go onto the mediums, and then perhaps later on in the race when the tyres do very much go off, they can maybe try and go on the softs and try to go for a fast up or something, or try and make their way through the field that way. It just depends on how much they can make the most out of the mediums that they are on.
You could be right, yes, of course. It is quite interesting when the safety car comes out. It does make pit stops less costly. We are getting to that phase now. We're getting to the pits. Is he going to come in? Is he going to come in? No, he's not. He's not coming in. Neither of the two championship competitors are pitting. And to be fair, I'm not surprised. But if you're at the back, why not? Armtail is coming in, along with Twist, Damage, Moustache, and LRB. The back five coming in for some changes. And this is going to be a double stack for Moustache. I don't think it will hurt them much. He will only lose one position, will Moustache. So this will be... coming through. Oh dear. That is a first here. We've seen a car ghosted. Armateo on softs?
Yeah.
Is he doing the strat where he just changes and then comes back in again? I imagine not. I think he might be going soft hard. Soft medium, sorry.
Well, I think he'll want to try and make the most of the soft compound if possible, but it just depends on what he actually decides to do from here. But it's strange he's going onto the soft compound now. I'd have thought he'd maybe do that at the end of the race, unless he wants to maybe carve his way through the field, get ahead of the pack, and bridge out clear before he decides to pit in for another set of softs or for the set of medium compounds, depending on what he feels is best.
So we have a safety car after Cherno's demise and the end of his season. Here in season 34, PlayStation F3. And we don't know what's going to happen after this, to be fair. Don't know when the new season will be. I'm sure it'll be a couple of weeks. We usually have a couple of weeks break, and then we come back later in the month. And of course, we do time trials, we do allocations. I'm not sure what's going to happen with the PC F1 division because esports on the horizon. But we had nothing heard from esports. Maybe they'll interchange. They'll probably have 1 week esports, 1 week PSGL esports, vice versa, etc. But we don't know yet. What I have been told is that they will be doing it over 2 calendar years. They'll be doing 2023 and early 2024, which it doesn't really change much because it's still F1 23 esports. But I think that's what they're going to call it now. It's not going to be the 2023 Pro Championship. Then again, we have Formula E, which stretches over 2 seasons. It's a winter season. So anyway, back to the race. We're going to have, should be getting underway on lap 6. I do believe you have to do 1 lap behind the safety car.
On lap 5 then, under this safety car period, the reason for it is because of Cherno crashing out on the exit of turn 1. His race and season is finished. Not so for the leader, Daniela. As it stands with the positions as they are, he will take the championship by 8 points, as far as I know, unless he's got
10.
the point. It's 10 points, my apologies.
Actually, no, I'm wrong again. 11. He's got the fastest lap. He gets a point for that.
There we go. We've got a long way to go yet in this race anyway, and a lot can still change. And of course, drivers who are not in the running for the championship, well, they can most certainly upset Daniela's and Rudy Hullett's parties, in actual fact. Long way to go yet, and I'm sure there's a lot of drivers who will be desperate to get a race win this season. Now, Devin, who is running in 4th position, he hasn't. He's already won a race this season, albeit retrospectively in Saudi Arabia. Sorso, who's in 2nd position, he hasn't won a race this season, but he has finished 4th in China, 7th in Jeddah, and 8th at Spa, the last 3 races of which were being done. Safety car is coming in at the end of this lap, which is no surprise. Daniela will be looking to go as of when he is ready to do so. He'll probably wait until the last corner to go so that he doesn't give the slipstream to Sorso and all those behind. 12 cars still going in this race. We're hoping that we've seen more than that. We did lose Top G before the race started due to technical difficulties, and the same with Renz before qualifying had begun, which is a shame for both of them.
Michael, this isn't right. I'm sorry, am I watching the right race? I don't think I am. Anyway, Daniela is going really, really slow. Probably just getting a nice view of the hotel, aka trying to get a great launch to catch Zorzo going. There's a game of poker going on here as usual. When's he going to go? Is he going to go at the line? Maybe. Oh, Zorzo itching to get away. Just wants to go. Here we go. Full speed ahead. Round the final corner. 24 laps to go here in the season finale of season 34 of PlayStation, F3 and PSGL. And we're back underway. Daniela gets a good start away and Zorzo cannot close up. Ricky Hullet needs to close up. Is Mohammed going to come into play and be an absolute animal? Who knows? This is Daniela's to lose right now. Ricky Hullet needs to close up. He's got that gap closed up because of the safety car, and Devon is also involved, and Mateo's making up positions. He's got on the outside of Marios and he gets through. He's on the soft tyre, so he has quite an edge over the field. That run down to the next corner. This will be turn number 6 and 7, I think this is now.
Yep. So he's coming through, is Mateo, up to P7 already. He's making a move on Msapala into turn 6,
Whoa!
Makes contact with the Williams, gets away with it, but he'll want to make the most of the soft compound tyres on this stint before he pits in again. He'll have to hope maybe for another safety car as well, in fact. But he's up to P7 on this restart. Go back to the front. It's as you were. The top 6 remains unchanged since the restart. Dylan leading Sorso with Ruta Hullet needing to get in front of both of them to stand any chance of the championship at the end of this one.
Quite a lot of battles at the back. We've got Damage making his way up to 9th, Moustache in 10th from Maris, and now down to 11th. The hard tyres are proving to be very costly for Marios. He's the only driver in the back half that's on the hard tyres, and that was a move there from Marios, and Sapala's gone off the track. That's where he hit his teammate. That may be crucial, as now Moustache has the fastest lap. Not good news for Daniela as we come around to start lap number 7. Mateo right on the back of Ricky Hullet's teammate, very crucially, Sapala trying to fend him off, but it may be too little too late. He's right on the edge. Devon, meanwhile, could be sucked up. He could be sucked up, Ricky Hullet, by Devon. He's right behind Ricky Hullet, but he can't get anywhere, and now Mateo is on the back of Mohammed ahead of Msapala. So now he's going for the other championship teammate as Msapala tries to fend off Twist, who has the better compound, going into turn 6 and turn 7. Oh, a bunch of bargy there. And what's happened to Mateo? What's happened to Mateo? He's not ghosted. Sorry, he was ghosted on my screen for some reason. So he went just right through him. No advance in position at the top, so just looking at the back, who's going to get the better of it? The Msapala in a Haas sandwich, not a very healthy position to be in, not a healthy thing at all, as Damage is also hanging back there in 10th position as we make our way through the hotel once again.
Teo on the back of Mohammed. Can he pull off a move that he tried to do on him on the previous lap? He doesn't seem to make it this time round. He knows how... it was Msapala, wasn't it, on the previous lap? Sorry, I got mixed up with the two drivers. Yeah. He got past Msapala at the last turn on the previous lap, and now he's looking to do the same with Mohammed in 5th position. DRS is now enabled.
Daniel is falling back. His gap has been reduced by 7 tenths. He must have made a crucial error on the first part of the course, and now Zorzo's got DRS right behind him with 3 tenths of gap. Surely this has to be a move, and this is not good news for Daniel. He's going to be sucked up and he's going to be in a vacuum as Zorzo takes the lead in a Red Bull on the final race of the season. I wonder what this reminds you of, as there's a massive battle Armateo is involved in with Twist and Mohammed as well. Argy bargies, they come round turn 7 and now out of there, and on the back stretch, well, Mohammed and Twist will fight for 6th position, and it looks like that Twist has done enough to hold off Mohammed, and the top 3 are starting to close up now.
Yeah, they are. So also in the race lead then, Daniela, it may be in 2nd place, but he's crucially still in front of Ruti Hullet. So as it stands, the championship will still be his. But he'll want to try and get away from Ruti Hullet as much as possible, because otherwise could end up being a sitting duck next time around. But as long as he stays within DRS of Sorso, then he should be able to do enough to keep Ruti Hullet back. But it's looking pretty intense.
7 tenths!
Yeah, it's very intense, and I think Ruti Hullet will be fancying his chances and getting past his championship rival. He has to. He cannot sit back.
This is insane. Fasten your seatbelts. It's a long way to go. Armateo is looking down the inside. Devon sees him coming. It's a late lunge by Armateo, but he can't take the lead in for 4th place. Now we have Rudy Hullett right on the back. Devon, Armatail's in the fourth. We have a one-way battle for first, a two-way battle for second, and a three-way battle for fourth. Who's going to come on the top? Oh my goodness me, Armatail nearly went into the back of Rudy Hullett. That could have been game over right there. But no, he keeps it clean, but Armatail is starting to get sucked up. Devon's starting to get sucked up by Twist, and there he goes. And here comes Danielle striking back. But Zorzo with the defense on the outside keeps it together and holds on to the lead. Oh, what's happened here is an almighty collision. Msapala, Mohammed and Devon have all crashed at the hairpin. Funnily enough, no one's out. They're still in the race. I don't even think anyone's got major damage. Quite bizarrely. Yeah, I don't see anyone having any damage. No damage on Mohammed's car, no damage on Devon's car. Can you leave the air helicopter cam alone for Msapala? Oh, he's got damage. He's definitely got damage. Devon's not, and Mohammed's not. It's only Msapala that got out of that with damage. Back to the front, though.
Yeah, it's also in the race lead still, but watch out for Danielle as he looks to fend off Ruti Hullett and Matteo, who is on a charge on those soft compounds, but those tyres will be fading away by this point now, I would imagine. Matteo trying to manage the situation by he'll want to get past all this. So should Ruti Hullett be fighting this, do you reckon, or do you think you should let him go?
I'm not sure, but here we go for the lead. It's going to be 3 wide, maybe 4. No, it's for 2. Daniela trying to get past Zorzo. He can't do it. You have another shot. But here comes Ruti Hullett and Armateo and the Twist. Here we go. 5-way battle for the lead, and Daniela's in the prime position. He goes round the outside, side by side with Zorzo. Zorzo can't let him go. He won't let him go. He refuses to back down. Back on the outside, he gets the edge. Oh, dearie me! He looks like Daniela slows down and got a massive shock from Zorzo going on the outside. How has he kept this together? The entire pack is together. Well, except for Msapala, the back three. We've got the top 9 in a massive battle for the lead in the final race of the season.
All very much bunched up and fancying their chances of getting a strong result out of this. Daniela behind also still at the moment. He doesn't need to rush this, but he cannot sit back too much as Ruti will be fancying his chance of getting through. But Matteo on the soft compound tyres that are fading is about to make his move and up into 3rd place it seems. Here we go, look, on the inside of the Williams goes Matteo, and he is side by side on the exit of the hairpin. And Ruti knows that even if he does try and make a move, but watch out for Daniel. He's trying to get back through on Sorso with DRS, and he's going to take back the lead of the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. Sorso not fighting it on this occasion. Matteo getting through past the Williams and Ruti Hullett. So this is double bad news there for Ruti Hullett, who's got past or been passed by Matteo, and now he's under threat from the House of Twist behind. Ruti Hullett's race isn't going for him at the moment.
He's getting sucked up by the entire pack behind him like a pack of wolves. This is bad news for the championship contender.
He's off!
Oh my goodness, how did he get out of that unscathed? I thought that was the end for him. He is somehow still in this race. Daniela well ahead, flawless by him. Zorzo 4 tenths behind, trying to come back. Armateo, is his tyres gone? Is he shot? Twist, are they getting a bit wary too? But Ruti Hullett, he's playing a lot of catch-up, as Henry Kelly on Going for Gold would say. You are playing catch-up.
Now, Ruti Hullett's got to think of his strategy options here. Does he decide to pit in a lap before and try and complete an undercut on those ahead? I don't think he's got much of a choice, but what he's got to do is fend off those behind without falling down the order even more. Damage trying to get through round the outside of the Williams, and Damage is doing up into 5th position. Ruti Hullett's pace is going from bad to worse now.
And now Zorzo's going for the lead.
Well, is he though? Is he though? Because he's not got his DRS open. He's not even going for it on Daniela. He's happy to sit back for now, but Matteo is coming at him fast.
And that's a good move because he can do it here instead. And Armateo's here as well. He's got to be careful not to fend off too much. He's going to the right this time. Is this a strategic move? It has to be from Zorzo. He doesn't want to be in the lead too much and then possibly lose it, because he saw what happened to Ruti Hullett. Ruti Hullett, who was on pole position, he had all the aces He's got nothing up his sleeve now. He is in a very tough position. He's in 6th. He's got the hardest tyres, the less grip, and he feels like an eternity away from the rest of the field, although he really isn't. He's only like 2 seconds behind. But now we have Damage and Twist getting it on in the 4th position fight.
It's also behind with Matteo, not giving up. He's not taking too much life out of those soft tyres, but he's struggled to turn into turn 1. Did the Aston Martin. I would reckon his soft tyres are beginning to fall away by this point. So if I was Matteo, I would start considering changing those soft compounds and going on to a set of mediums.
So here we go. Zorzo is on the charge once again. I think we've seen this quite a bit. The entire field form a massive train, and this happened in the last race in China too, and wait until the last match to strike while the iron's hot. And look at Matteo having a look. He says these tyres are fine, and they probably are, knowing Matteo. And Zorzo once again refusing to fight, and he's saving his energy for later in the race. It's a temporary truce, as you would say, with Daniela. He knows that he doesn't want to meddle with the championship fight yet. He wants to wait until the end of the race to make his move, take the checkered flag, and I've got my first win of the season, 8th different winner of the season, and that's something for a season that only lasted 11 completed rounds.
Also, he's still on the big rear of Daniela as he looks to maybe try and take back the lead, but he hasn't tried to take back the lead on the last couple of laps. He's happy to sit in behind. Now, out of these 9 cars that are in this long queue, which one of them is going to head for the pits first?
Oh, don't ask me, come on. I mean, I'm a commentator, but even I, look, I'm a Ferrari supporter, so you know how I am with strategies. But I'm honestly going to have to say, I think it might be Zorzo. I think Zorzo wants to get an undercut on Daniela, and I think when you get to the pit stops, it might be the opportune time. Zorzo closing up again, no challenge from the Red Bull driver as they make their way around turn number 7. A nice exit from Zorzo, and he actually loses off the track, and LRB loses position to Moustache as the battle continues. Is he going to strike this time? No, it doesn't look like, as LRB and Moustache swap positions again. Actually, they're side by side, and I'm getting a lot of glitching. Oh dear, that's not very good, but LRB is ahead, and now Zorzo's right behind Daniela again. And this is only hurting Daniela. He knows the pressure's on. He knows he has to keep it on. If he falls at any point, then Ruti Hullet just needs a 7th place finish to win the championship. So Ruti Hullet's in! Ruti Hullet's coming in! He's in the pits and the top 2 aren't going in. This might be a massive 1000 IQ play.
I don't think he's got a choice either, has Rizzo. He's got to try something to gain.
Definitely.
Yeah, he's got to try and gain something back from all this. He's got to hope that these continue to fight it out. He'll come out in clean air, will Rizzo, so he may as well use it to his advantage on the outlap at the minimum. This is vitally important now for his championship hopes. He's got to hope that something happens to Daniela up ahead. It might even come down to the last lap when Sorso eventually does try and go for the move.
So here we go, Ruti Hullet coming out in 9th, 1 second ahead of Moustache, who has also pitted, and Marios, who is also pitted. Msapala is well back. I don't know what has happened to Msapala, but it's just not been going his way tonight. He was involved in that massive collision, and as a result has lost a ton of time. So it's now the top 6 fighting each other until the pit stops. Armateo is one of them, and Armateo, I tell you what, he's put an almighty effort on these soft tyres. He might go mediums soon, and he'll be on par with the drivers ahead of him, and it'll be all guns blazing from there. So we saw the tyres, the medium tyres can last. They're all coming in. They're all coming in. I think, every single driver in the top 6 is in. No undercuts from these guys on each other in the top 6. Where's Ruti Hullet? There he is. I've got tabs on him right now. He's coming out of the hotel section. 2 corners left before the pits for Ruti Hullet. He needs to move. He needs to hustle if he wants to get ahead. Here he comes. He won't be in the lead, of course, because, of course, the drivers ahead of him haven't pitted. And here we come. They're going to come out of the pit. I don't think he's done enough. Has he? I think he's only going to get ahead.
He's ahead of him. He's ahead of Daniela, is Ruti Hullet. So he's got in front. He is completed the undercut. So Ruti Hullet is in front of Daniela on the track. Now, as it stands, with the positions as they are, this would not be enough. But by the time Devon and Mohammed have come into the pits, Ruti Hullet now needs to just stay in front and hope that Daniela does not get the fast start. He needs to make the most of this now, does the Williams pilot.
Oh, no. But I just noticed who's ahead of him. Mohammed. That's his team. Daniela's teammate. He might be a Sergio Perez clone, if you'd say so. Devon, of course, he's got nothing to play for. Why bother? He has to pit. But this might be massive. He's got to be careful. What tricks does Mohammed have up his sleeve? Because he wants Daniela to close up to Ruti Hullet. He probably doesn't need to do that. But, well, he might, because here comes Moustache. Moustache is up into 5th, net 3rd. How has he done that? Have the drivers in the top 6 after Ruti Hullet pitted just played around with each other too much? Probably, because didn't see that coming from a mile away.
It looks bleak the last few laps for Ruti Hullet, but he's managed to gain it back, crucially on that outlap, completing an important undercut on the field ahead of him before the pit stops. Mohammed comes into the pits, so there's not going to be...
Still there.
He's not going to be getting in the way of Ruti Hullet or Daniela or anyone, so he's coming to get his tyres changed. Ruti Hullet up to 2nd place now, Daniela in 3rd position. The fastest lap is in the way of Ruti Hullet, so as it stands, once he goes into the lead, when Devon comes in, he'll be taking the lead of the championship and winning it on outright. As we watch Sorso getting a move on Moustache, going on into 4th place on track, and he'll get the DRS behind Daniela as they go on to the first of the back straights. Sorso gets through behind Daniela. Now, does he try and go for the move? I think the fact that Daniela is not in front of this queue, he may even think, do you know what, I'm going to try and go for it this time.
May as well. So here we go, 4/10 the gap between the two championship contenders in net 1st and 2nd position. Ignore Devon, he's not pit yet. Daniela closing up to the championship leader, Ruti Hullet. No, Ruti Hullet stays ahead. Somehow, Zorzo trying to play spoiler again. Moustache trying to get spoiler again. Armateo is up there. He's now on par with the other drivers after that fantastic soft stint. How did he do that? He's now in net 5th. He could still be in to win this race and possibly be the dagger in the heart for Ruti Hullet. Ruti Hullet now will still... No, he will not be in the lead. Devon is staying out again. Devon, is he trying to go on softs perhaps?
I think what he may decide to try and do is, if we get a safety car now, race victory could be within his path for Devon. I think that's what he's trying to do. He want to try and stay out of DRS, of course, but he's on older tyres than the rest of the field will be. Ruti Hullet running in 2nd place. He's not going to be able to get DRS on this occasion to fend off Daniela. But what does Daniela decide to do on this occasion? Given how far back he is, I doubt he'll try and go for a move this time around.
Armateo side by side with Moustache. They were side by side going into the chicane. Not the chicane, the hairpin, I should say. They're going for it now. Daniela going ahead. I think Ruti Hullet's done that intentionally because he knows he'll get a run. And that's Armateo and Moustache battling as well. Here we go then. Is Ruti Hullet going to respond? Moustache gets a penalty, cutting the corners. But Daniela's not got DRS. He knows he's at a disadvantage. Ruti Hullet round the outsides. Side by side they go. Ruti Hullet trying to hold off, getting round the outside. They're side by side. This is an incredible battle, and it's not even that for the championship. And somehow Ruti Hullet stays ahead. How is this happening?
As spellbinding as you want it, Ruti Hullet retakes the position away from Daniela, effectively for the race lead. Devon comes into the pits. Now it's down to a showdown, an 11-lap showdown between the top 2 in your picture. Ruti Hullet or Daniela? Take your pick. Who's going to be crowned champion in PlayStation F3 in Season 34 of the PSGL?
We have 2 championship contenders and like a million potential spoilers in this battle. This could be anyone's for the taking. Ruti Hullet has never been, I don't even think it's ever been in the lead of the championship. Daniela has only been in the lead at the last race of the season, in the entire season. So this has been one unpredictable championship from the end. Daniela gets passed again. Ruti Hullet now exposed, but he stays behind Ruti Hullet. Nobody getting in the way, but they're all squabbling. They all want the win as well. They don't care about the championship. What championship? I don't care. We'll just take them now. Ruti Hullet has a tire disadvantage. Ruti Hullet is probably, yeah, he's holding back. Quite interesting. He's holding back. There's a long way to go, and he knows it. So he's going to stay behind and just wait it out. It seems, but he's got to be careful because Zorzo is behind as well. That was an incredible defense of Ruti Hullet. I cannot get over how good that was, but it wasn't enough. Daniela back in the lead, and now Daniela's job is to run as fast as he can. If he can, he'll win the championship because nobody will get past him. So here we go. Lap 20, 10 to go.
Yep. Daniela in the lead for the time being, but will he remain there? Ruti Hullet, who's running in second place, has the fast. Well, he has no longer has the fast lap. Sorso has that. So not only does Ruti Hullet needs to get past Daniela, but he needs to try and get the fast lap if he can, or for Daniela to drop to third or lower.
Here we go once again. What's the state of play going to be this time? Was Ruti Hullet going to challenge now? This is a long straight, so he may as well give it as close as possible. Ruti Hullet starting to close up. 3 tenths. 2.5. 2 tenths. Is he going to make the move? I think he might back out at the last moment. Yes, he does. He backs out at the last moment, but he's clutched right behind Daniela's gearbox, and now he's going to have the DRS. Daniela is exposed again, but he's got Zorzo to fend off as well, and here we come, down to the stretch. Matteo fighting Zorzo as we speak. But no, Ruti Hullet just staying prime behind. And Zorzo's there as well. He's got to be very careful now.
Through the last sector of the lap. And it's going to be a nail-biting finish to the season, very much so. Dylan knows it's within his court at the moment, but it can all change rather drastically in a flash. Sorso running in P3, he'll want to get a race win. He's driven well in a lot of the races this season, and he'll want to end it on a high and put himself within the fray for next season. I don't know for certain whether he will be a full-time driver. Well, that's for him to decide on whether he wants to be a full-time driver or not. It'll be a matter of which division he'll be competing in. Lap 21, nine laps remaining here in Abu Dhabi. Danilo leads by only 4 tenths, and Devon posts a new fast lap of the race on his new set of mediums.
Not what Daniel wanted to hear, just in case the worst comes to fruition, but he won't worry about that right now because he's still in the lead of the race, the championship. And here comes Zorzo. This could be extremely crucial, and I think he's going to go for Daniela as well. Here he comes down the straight, and he's right behind Zorzo, but he's side by side with Ruti Hullet. He doesn't challenge position, does Ruti Hullet? Now here comes Armateo. He has a run on the championship. What champion wannabe? He's not looking good for Ruti Hullet. It's the same old story. Now we got a 4-way battle for the leads. Oh, Armateo goes wide. Armateo goes wide. He's losing ground. Now, Ruti Hullet, we've got what's that? Is that a collision behind? No, it wasn't a collision. It was just a bit of a squabble between LRB and Moustache. And LRB and Moustache fighting in the corner. We're not getting there. Oh, the 9-car train. It's like last week, folks. Nothing will change.
Continuing on, he knows he needs to just cope with the pressure. This is probably the most pressurising he's ever faced in his PSGL career. And he knows that he's able to do it. Sorso will just want to get a race victory. He's not bothered about the championship by any means. He just wants to end the season in the best way possible. It might even go for a move into turn 5 if he thinks about it, but mostly he isn't going to do it. I can't imagine he'll go for it here because he'll want to wait around until the last lap to make the move for Sorso.
Zorzo playing spoiler again, and he might just do it again. He's always backing off again. Interesting strategy. He's just backing the field up, and it's causing a lot of collisions in the back. No superficial damage done, no. So here we go. Zorzo right on the back once again. Going the inside. This is his chance. To the hairpin we go. But it's Zorzo in the lead.
Sorso takes the lead from Daniela. As it stands, Daniela will still take the championship. Ruti Hullet has to get in front of him now. He's got to get in front of both Daniela and Sorso to have any realistic hope of taking this championship. It's most certainly going to go down to the wire, but the ball is very much within Daniela's park at the moment. He just needs to just sit in behind, really, and maybe wait until the last lap. But he's got to stay within DRS range. Otherwise, he could end up being a sitting duck to Ruti Hullier on the back straights.
So here we go once again. Daniela in the prime spot to win the title. Ruti Hullet is currently, as I speak, 6 points down in the title race. He needs to get ahead of not just Daniela, but he's just got to go hope that Daniela falls behind any of the drivers behind him. If that happens, he wins the title. So, here we go. He doesn't need to win the race, does Ruti Hullet. He can finish second, and if Daniela finishes fourth without a fastest lap, that's it. The title's his, but now Armatel's right on the back. This is not looking good. It's a role reversal of what his ideal situation would be, and now Daniela gets ahead of Zorzo, but Zorzo striking back. And now he's backed off, and now this allows Ruti Hullet and Armateo to come into play. It's all kicking off again. Ruti Hullet and Armateo fighting, and remember, Armateo is fighting for it. Here we go! 4 wide! Going into nearly 4 wide. It was 2 by 2, like Noah's Ark. They're still fighting along. Ruti Hullet really under the cosh now. I think he's got to go in front of Armateo. Going around the outside.
Contact!
Oh, he's hit the back of Daniela. Daniela is now, oh my goodness, I'm losing it. Oh, it's bashing and bashing and bashing, and Armatel's off the track and ahead of Ruti Hullet. This is so bad for him now. It's all starting to kick off, and it's only helping Zorzo and Daniela.
Well, Daniela can breathe a little bit more of a sigh of relief. Hold it down to 4th place now. Matteo nearly clipped the wall at turn 14, which could have sparked a huge accident, but thankfully he managed to avoid the wall and keep going.
What? Oh, Ruti Hullet's not got any damage, thankfully, so this battle is still well and truly on, but now Damage trying to do the damage. He's trying to go around the outside. But what's this? He goes past Armateo, but no, he can't. Now he's got DRS. No DRS for Daniela, though. But he's got... actually, I don't even think he has it. What's that? Imsa Palace had a spin. What's happening here? This is Damage ahead of Ruti Hullet. It's all slipping away for Ruti Hullet. He needs a miracle now.
Ferris needs a miracle. He's down to 5th place behind Damage. He's got to hope something happens up front. Daniela is out of DRS range from Sorso, so Matteo may as well just go for it and get past Daniela and close in, because we're running out of time now in this race, and Hullet's chances of the title are very much slipping away now. He needs a minor miracle to salvage anything back from this race if to have any chance of snatching the championship from Daniela's nose.
It's major now. He's getting swarmed now. Got Marios behind him, Twist behind him. It's starting to fade away for the Finnish driver, and it's just so heartbreaking to see the Italian might do it. He's nowhere near Zorzo. Zorzo might run away, kind of like Max Verstappen. Well, he's in the car, he drives. But now his job is, Daniela, is to stand pat. Keep away, keep Ruti Hullet away. Okay, you can beat me, Zorzo, you can beat me, Armateo, but keep Ruti Hullet away from me at all costs. And, oh, don't have a safety car either. That will ruin the entire charade. Here comes Armateo once again, fighting with Daniela. This is going to be crucial. 5 laps to go. If they keep it clean, he's got the championship sewn up. Can he hold off Armateo, who's gone from last to first? Backing off once again. I like his thinking. He's going to go for it at the other execution point.
Here goes then. DRS open on the Aston Martin. Now, how much will Daniela fight this one? He may not decide to fight it that much because he knows Hullet is a little bit further behind, and Matteo decides not to go for it on this occasion.
Have we got some secret alliances nobody's been telling us? This is like that reality show, Survivor, where people are secretly forming alliances outside of teams and then blindsiding them when they feel like it. Oh, Armatel's made a mistake. That's not good. Daniela's starting to run away. This could be crucial. The Damage is getting close. Ruti Hullet's getting close. This is not looking good for Armateo.
Looking on the telemetry, because we haven't looked at that much in the race. Dylan's got 55%. Looking at Matteo and Damage, have got a little bit more. Hullet's used a lot of his at the moment, so it's not looking good for him as far as his telemetry is concerned. I think the others behind, not too fussed about them at the moment, unless we see anything drastic happen up ahead involving Daniela and Matteo. But at the moment, Daniela is tantalisingly close to taking his first PSGL title. And the only way that can happen, the only way it can change, is if he has an absolute mare in these remaining laps before the checkered flag. It's also looking very good for his first win in the PSGL.
Danielle is starting to run away from third place, but he's getting closed up again. He's all got to wait until the last lap, I guess. So Matteo needs to just close up even more. He has the arrest, Daniela does not. There's a battle for fifth. This is crucial again. Marius on the inside for Ritti Hullet. Now this is crucial thinking. He is really starting to fall back, this Ritti Hullet driver. I've got all tabs on him. He's holding the inside. And a brilliant defense on Marius. He is going to keep his fifth position crucially for now.
That's done. Matteo's still behind Daniela, but he seems to close in a little bit more on the Alpine. 3 laps to go. Sorso, 2 seconds clear. Won't need to worry about too much damage. He's got a time penalty. That's good news for Hullet, who's running in 5th place. He'll go in front of him, but that's little consolation at the moment. He's got to hope something happens to Daniela. He needs Matteo to get in front of Daniela and put the Alpine under more pressure.
I'm just checking, has he got any warnings? Daniela has 1 warning, crucially.
Matteo will get the DRS open. I'm not sure how much he'll go for it on this occasion. He just needs to close right up on the Alpine, but the problem he's going to have... Yeah, he'll want to probably do it now, to be honest with you, and use the ERS and the DRS to fend off the Alpine. He goes for it, and up into 2nd place goes Matteo, but for how long?
Damage nearly took Daniel out. He collided with him. He hit the back of him but by a slight tingle of his back, and now he's fighting Danielle. Matteo is fighting Danielle again, and Daniela gets past, but now Daniela has to cover off our challenge from Matteo from the inside, and now here we go. 3 laps to go. This is where championships are won and lost. The final few laps here. Matteo, Daniela, sorry, has got to stay out from trouble. Hopefully nothing malicious happens to Daniela. And Ritti Hullet's got to stay put as well. I need to check how many points Ritti Hullet has got, just in case he has a warning. He has 1 warning. Both drivers in the championship have 1 warning, so only 2 will give them a penalty. 2 laps to go. Here we go. Matteo starting to slip back. I think the first section is his weak spot. And now Ritti Hullet, I think he's helpless. Daniela is starting to run away.
Yeah, I think Daniela's got this one sewn up now. All he needs to do is just keep the car on the circuit and avoid any gremlins in these last 11 or so kilometres. He's very close to the championship. It's also on his way to victory. Hullet is going to miss out on the title, but he can look back on what's been a very strong season for the Williams pilot. There's a move there from the Alfa Romeo on the Haas further behind. Twist and Marius fighting over 6th place. They all get through safe and sound. What about Matteo? He's not close enough to Daniela on this occasion. 1 lap to go though, so this might be the opportunity for him to get through. But Daniela knows that Hullet is a few places further back. Even if he falls behind him, he knows he's still going to be crowned champion.
Well, the gap's starting to close up again. Matteo needs a fantastic first sector to have any chance of getting past Daniela, and Daniela needs to just hope he doesn't get sucked up or crack at all under the pressure. This is it. The home run is here. The final lap of the season. Oh, Ritti Hullet has been involved in a collision. That might be the dagger with damage. Now he's got to hope that Daniela has a massive mistake of his own. It looks extremely unlikely now. This should be the dagger in his heart for Ritti Hullet. Moustache is retired from the race, so it looks like Mohammed's going to get the position sewn up, but here we go. The last spot, the last chance for Daniela to be stopped. It all lies on what happens with Matteo. Is Matteo going to pull off the spoiler of all spoilers and get involved in this? He's going to try and make the move into 2nd place, and he has. But what's Daniela going to do? I think he's got no choice but to let him go and take the title for himself, because he knows he's there.
He is, and very close to the checkered flag now. Daniela happy to sit behind Matteo. LRB gets through on Twist into 4th position. Hullet down in 7th place. That won't be enough for him to take the title. But we'll go to the race leader, Sorso, who's done everything right in this race. He was 4th on the grid at the start. He's about to convert that into the race win. He's first in the PSGL for all I can remember. But he's about to come through and become the 8th different race winner this season in F3, in PlayStation, in the PSGL. Sorso coming round the last corner then to end his season on a high. Sorso in the Red Bull wins the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. Matteo finishes 2nd, but there is Daniela coming home in 3rd place, which is enough to crown him the F3 PlayStation PSGL Champion of the World. Congratulations to the Alpine driver. He has done it.
And there you go, you have your winner, and looks like the Mercedes and McLaren swap around for 8th and 9th. Daniela is your ultimate champion of the season. He takes the championship with a total tally of 84 points, provisional of course, but I have to say, even if he gets a 5-second penalty, the funny thing is he'll still win the championship, and I have not seen him doing anything wrong, so chances are extremely slim that he's losing the championship. He is for certain, almost for certain, your champion, and he only knew that he led the championship today. Before today, he had known he had led this championship, so quite a funny thing that is.
Rui Hullet will consign to 2nd place in the championship. He's had a fantastic season as well, let's not forget that. I think he's done better than a lot of us thought he was going to do. He was hardly in the championship hunt at the beginning of the campaign, but he stayed in the hunt and scored what is now 6 points finishes in the last 7. But there is Daniela, 3rd place today and champion of PlayStation F3 Season 34 in the PSGL, and he'll celebrate that long into the night, probably for when if he does go to school tomorrow, then he can most certainly call himself a champion of the PSGL and let his friends know all about it. But Sorso is your race winner for today. He'll be very happy to end his season on a high. And looking at where he ends up in the championship overall, I think he's ended up in the top 10 by finishing ahead of LRB, Twist, Mohammed and Riley Mackay. And I think we're getting 16 points as well. Yeah, that'll be enough to get him 9th place in the championship. So well done to Sorso on ending his season on a high note. We'll run down on the championship order. Sorso is your race winner with Matteo from the back of the field in 2nd place. And it's Daniela in 3rd and clinching the championship. LRB 4th, Twist 5th, Mario 6th, Rui Hullet 7th, with Devon 8th and getting point for fastest lap. Damage 9th and Mohammed in 10th place and getting the last point. And Sapala 11th, Massage retired in the pits on the last lap, and Cherno crashed out, which brought out the safety car very early on. So in terms of the championship order, it is Daniela who's champion by clinching 3rd place. That's 10 points for him. Rui Hullet getting 4 points for 7th. So the gap at the end, 10 points between Daniela and Rui Hullet. I think Rui Hullet by count back, it finishes in front of Time and gets 2nd place in the championship. Time 3rd overall. Matteo 4th in the Aston Martin.
Whew, what an ending to the championship. It came down to the final lap. I've just realised, what if Britain never happened? Rui Hullet, if he didn't crash on the final lap of Britain, he would have been your champion, as he was leading the race at that point.
What might have been for Rui Hullet, but he'll look back on this championship as been a really successful one for him. 2nd place, I think that's the highest he's ever achieved in any season, in any division in the PSGL, so hats off to him there. And for Daniela, what a consistent season it's been for him all the way through.
Yes, indeed, of course. Daniela, I think, one of the very few drivers to compete in every race this season. Just showing a lot of commitment, a lot of fight, and it's all paid off. He didn't actually win a race on track, funnily enough. He did win one race, but that was after he had a penalty removed because he got a 5-second penalty for overtaking under the safety car, but fact is he didn't actually overtake under the safety car. It was just after the line. So he actually was the winner there, even though it said Time was the winner, it wasn't. So quite funny, he technically didn't win a race.
Yep, and it's been quite some season. Anyway, we'll wrap it up there, Logan. We'll mention one final time to PSGL's title sponsors, GT Omega. You can get 5% off by using PSGL at the checkout on any of their products online. Logan, your last thoughts before we end the broadcast for another season?
Oh gosh, finally I get some rest. When's the next season? Hopefully it's me and you again.
Well, we'll wait and see in due course. Congratulations to Daniela, who's crowned champion of PlayStation F3, and thank you to all those that competed throughout the campaign, and thank you to you all for tuning in throughout the campaign, and of course this evening. I'm going to end it there. We'll do it all over again next season when we return. I'm Tom Cairns and Logan, and it's goodbye from both of us.
Good night. See you in season 35.